G'day folks. So my wife and I just finished watching Godzilla, King of the Monsters, and initial thoughts were I really enjoyed it. What about you?
I really enjoyed leaving.
This is going to be a big disagreement review, I guess.
Yes.
So, in your opinion, where did it go wrong? Because I had to make notes during the movie about all the things I was enjoying because I didn't want to forget about them. So
I was just trying to stay awake.
Really, what, you found it boring?
Oh, it was so hard to follow.
Yeah.
I feel like it was too actiony and it was all over the place as well.
Too actiony made it boring for you? Wouldn't that have made it more exciting, intense?
No, it makes it boring for me because I can't follow along. Like if I blink my eyes and then I've just missed some pivotal part of the story, like, you know, a main character dying. I don't know. Shaky cam and all of that. Not.
I didn't notice much shaky cam. What, in the action scenes? I didn't notice any shake. Wow, I really didn't notice any. Did we see the same movie?
We'll soon find out.
Yeah. No, look, I'm with you on parts of the dialogue and plot were a bit hard to follow.
Yes. I'm just going to jump in for a second.
Yep.
It was a serious movie in the first half, and then an hour into it, all of a sudden they're cracking jokes. Like in the middle of the war, they're like, "Oh, hey, let's mention this Three Stooges and let's crack jokes about this and that." I'm like,
you know what?
what are you doing?
The script and the humor were awkward as hell, but I really enjoyed it for some reason. Like that guy, that actor, he's in a lot of stuff. Always plays a wise ass. The guy who's on the computer screens all the time, and he was cracking jokes. Yeah. His jokes were so stupid, but they would make it like I wasn't laughing and out loud, but I was chuckling, and I don't know. I enjoyed his delivery.
I just feel like the fact that I saw at least 4 or 5 people on their phones texting continuously throughout the whole film.
Maybe they were writing notes like me.
No, they're on WhatsApp and Facebook.
Well, people probably thought I was texting, but I was sitting there writing notes about all these interesting things I noticed.
There were people. Two guys got up and left halfway through the movie and didn't come back. So, I mean, I don't know. Anyway.
Well, I've made some notes on some interesting things about the movie. Things I enjoyed and things I just found worth noting. So, should I begin?
Go for it.
All right. So, well, first of all, plot, I guess, a plot hole in my opinion, but this is the thing about this movie. There were plot holes, there was dumb dialogue, there were, some stupid things, narrative-wise and character-wise, but I still enjoyed it. Anyway, all right. I noticed the bad guys in this were attacking all the Monarch bases so they could, infiltrate them and release the monsters. And it was like these Monarch bases had no security whatsoever. These are these bases are guarding the most dangerous creatures on Earth. How is there no security team there? No mercenaries, no military? Monarch was working for the US government, right? Why wasn't there not US military there? Well, the terrorists just went in, a small team of terrorists, 10, 12 people, and took over the base. And they did that on two times.
Well, actually,
without any resistance.
I know the answer.
Okay, what's that?
So I saw you write that down, and I thought, okay, I agree. But then later on we found out, spoiler alert, Mummy Dear is working with the bad guys. So
but how did she switch off the security?
No, well, she's obviously told them how to get past or something. I don't know.
All right.
Plus, they did blow apart a room.
Yeah. That is true. Vera Farmiga's character is shown to be a traitor to humanity.
Oh, traitor to her kids.
She got so many people killed, that woman. But yet, I still felt for her at the end. Can you believe that? The bloody music and the way they shot it.
No.
And look, I'll get to the performance of Miss Millie Bobby Brown, who has fast become my favorite actress in Hollywood.
Yes.
She was fantastic, as usual. Yes. She's brilliant. 11 from Stranger Things, in case people aren't familiar with her. She's fantastic, but I'll get to her later. All right. Yeah. So, the no security at the bases, at the start of the movie, I was thinking, that's weird. but I was still enjoying the movie. Didn't take away. All right,
Yeah.
this is I found interesting. This movie, there were parts of this movie that made me think, did this come out of Hollywood? Did this come out of politically correct Hollywood? There were some things in here that I don't know. Maybe other people didn't notice them. Maybe I, understood them wrong. But they seem to be against the main narrative coming out of Hollywood nowadays.
Yes.
All right.
they
So
did.
first off,
Okay, I know what you're
who are the
gonna
villains
say.
in this movie? Radical environmentalists.
Yes.
Since when is that done in movies nowadays?
Yeah.
The people who love nature and think we're the problem, causing global warming and wrecking the world with our wars and our toxic masculinity, and yet they were the villains in this movie. Can you believe that?
Well,
That was surprising to me.
It did surprise me. But do you know what pisses me off about those people?
What?
I don't know if it happens in real life, but in this movie, it really, really bugged me that, I don't know if I'm jumping the gun on your notes, but
No, go for it.
the mum, what
Yeah.
an absolute cow. She was willing to sacrifice
Yes.
the entire planet, just billions of people.
For her crazy, environmental cause.
No, but that's fine. You can be an environmentalist without sacrificing most of the planet.
Yeah, wanting to
while
genocide
you
the
and your
world.
daughter are safe
Get to live.
underground.
Yeah.
And your ex-husband, the father of your children, is down on the ground.
I know when she was giving her speech.
Oh.
Remember her speech about
So
how humans are the disease on Earth and these monsters are like the fever that's
She's the
gonna.
disease,
I know.
I'll tell you.
Remember she was saying,
Ugh.
the monsters are the cure.
Yes.
To put us back into line
Yeah.
and restore some weird utopian balance with these giant
I'll tell you
monsters.
what, if you think the planet is overpopulated, don't breed. Okay?
I know.
If you want to sacrifice other people, do yourselves a favor and off yourself. Okay?
Yeah, I've noticed.
Do the planet a favor.
Have you ever noticed that the people who say the planet's overpopulated and that we should have less people or we should depopulate, they never lead by example,
They're
do
all
they?
driving cars and getting on airplanes.
But they never lead by example by taking themselves out. It's always someone else has to, go, not me.
Yeah.
I
that
can't stand
really-
that crap. There's plenty of room on planet Earth, people. Be fruitful and multiply. I mean, our cities only cover 1% of the planet surface. That's it. We're on the brink of, of going out to other planets and starting to colonize them. There's plenty of room out there. One asteroid has got as much resources in it as a big portion of the Earth does, and that's one asteroid. I mean, there's plenty of resources out there. There's plenty of room. Be fruitful and multiply. Okay, it's all
Hang on.
good, people.
Just while we're talking about this, do you know what would have caused more, global warming than
What?
the entire world?
What?
Her bringing that frickin' monster alive and destroying Antarctica.
Oh yeah.
She caused that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he was melting the ice caps with his fire breath or his lightning breath or whatever.
Yeah, whatever it was. I think it was lightning.
Yeah, it looked like lightning.
Lightning, yeah.
I don't know what the hell
Yellow
Godzilla
lightning.
shoots out his mouth. Some blue bloody particle beam. Anyway,
Yeah.
back to my wonderful notes here.
Is it?
Oh yeah, so we were saying the environmentalists are the villains, right? And Charles Dance, who's Tywin Lannister from Game of Thrones, he was like the head of the environmental villains, and it was making me laugh because he seemed annoyed to be there, on the set, but it worked for his character because his character was like a prick, a bastard, but he always looked annoyed that he had to even be present on the set, but it worked. It worked because his character was an asshole. All right, I've got here. Right. Oh, so I love the cinematography in this. The shots of the monsters were spectacular. The colors, the lighting of it, the framing of it, great.
That was good.
It was visually a stunning movie, visually stunning, and so like the Godzilla 2014 movie, which I don't think you've seen it.
No, I haven't seen that.
That was also visually stunning. But the problem with that was you hardly got to see Godzilla. Every time he was about to fight a monster, it would cut away.
No, that's annoying.
Yeah, I was so annoyed. It was like the director, and it's a guy who directed Rogue One, but it was like he was teasing the shit out of us the whole movie, and then you only got to see him fight at the end.
I like the less is more. Like, it really worked in Stranger Things. I was creeped out.
I like that in
by
a
the-
horror movie, yes.
Yes. But
Not in a monster movie. You gotta, you're going there to see the monster.
yes.
All right, yeah, the action set pieces I thought were fantastic. Especially I love the Antarctica action sequence when they raided that base there, and they woke up the Hydra monster.
That was a bit of a blur to me, I'll admit.
I know it was all happening. It was all happening fast, but
Yeah.
and then once the monster was awoken, Godzilla turned up and they had a fight, and then they had to try and escape in their Osprey plane. That was great. I enjoyed that whole action sequence. I was like, man, it's frenetic. It's well paced. It's well shot. I don't remember much shaky cam. I thought the camera was moving a lot, but I don't remember it being like a jerky cam. I thought it was like a lot of movement, but clean, smooth movement, wasn't it? Maybe I've got to rewatch it. I could be remembering it wrong.
I won't be rewatching it, sorry.
I thought it was
on your own.
I have to rewatch it by myself.
Yeah.
I thought the Hydra alien being I thought the Hydra beast, the three-headed dragon, the fact that it was an alien, that was an interesting angle.
Yeah.
Like, instead of it being from Earth, like all the other monsters were, it was an alien, and it was like...
explains a lot.
Yeah, and it's like...
plot holes, I should say.
Godzilla was Earth's, what do you call it? He was Earth's immune system, but it wasn't to fight against humans, it was to fight against this foreign invader. So again, another theme that Hollywood doesn't really show is, foreign invaders. Usually we're supposed to welcome them with open arms, otherwise you're xenophobic. But in this movie, it's like, no, this one was hostile, and we had to fight it.
Wasn't it like that in Independence Day?
Yeah, it was. Okay, good. Independence Day, another great...
I haven't seen that movie. I'm just...
You haven't seen Independence Day?
No.
The first one, with Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum.
I've seen the speech.
And the whole, you'd all be dead if it wasn't for my David.
Yeah.
The dad.
I know who. Yeah. I know who you're talking about. Judd
Hirsch.
Yes.
Yeah, awesome. Oh, that's a great. All right, we've got to watch that movie, and then we'll do a review of that another time. But the first Independence Day, fantastic. Yeah, but we're reviewing Godzilla right now.
Yes.
Which was a great movie.
Okay.
You're wrong.
Okay. You're wrong.
All right. It was way better than the 2014 Godzilla, which again was visually stunning, but was just an annoying tease of a movie, like having you on edge the whole time, wanting to see more and not letting you see it. That was so frustrating, the first Godzilla film. This one was quite satisfying, I thought. And in terms of the 1998 Godzilla movie, which I did a unpopular opinion video about, because everyone shits all over the 98 one, and I love the 98 one. This one, I don't know, I got to think about it more. I think this was the better movie because it had more of everything, but I still think I have that nostalgia. Maybe I still have that liking of the 98 one a bit more, just because it's just nostalgia, because I think this was the better movie. Effects were better, but I like the characters more in the other one, apart from Millie Brown.
Yes.
All right, what else have I got here? Yeah, the scale was epic. Oh yeah, I loved their giant airplane thing, that giant flying command plane. That was awesome. It looked like a stealth bomber, but it was huge.
Yeah.
I mean, it fit like a whole ton of Ospreys inside it. That's those, those planes with the rotor plane. Yeah, those things. They're real planes, by the way. They're not sci-fi planes.
Really?
Yeah, they really exist. The U.S. military has them. They're awesome.
Oh.
Why? Did they look fake to you?
No, as I was watching it, I was sitting there, and instead of getting excited over the possibilities of all this technology, and I was sitting there freaking out, going, if this is what we're seeing in a movie, imagine what the military actually has.
Yeah. Oh, I
was freaking out.
No,
going,
you know what?
Oh
I'm sure they got tech that's even better than that. I mean, hey, look at all the UFO news that's coming out now. Something crazy is going on in the skies. Something really advanced is flying around up there. The Nimitz incident and just there's a lot of stuff. I'll cover that in another video. The UFO stuff that's starting to come out now in the public domain, but yeah, those rotor planes are real, and they can vertical takeoff and land. They're really cool. Troop carriers and transport planes. So I love that giant flying thing. I'd love to have a model of that thing. That was awesome.
Oh, just speaking of what the military has.
Yeah.
Right. What was that freaking bomb that they had that destroyed oxygen?
Oh yeah, that was weird. But what'd they call that? What'd they call it?
An oxygen destroyer or something?
Something weird. That was a weird bomb.
That was...
How was...
Oh, God.
It
I
looked
hope
like a
nothing
nuke,
like
but
that. Yeah, well, I hope that nothing like that ever becomes a real thing. Because
I don't understand how that bomb was supposed to work. What is it? What does it just suck all the oxygen out of the area? I mean,
yeah, well, then all the fish died, right?
yeah.
Yeah, and all the.
I mean, a
guess all the
nuke does
plants
the
would have
same
died.
thing. It creates a vacuum, you know, in the epicenter, and then all the air rushes in. That's why you ever see nukes, they explode and then the air rushes back in.
Okay.
So I don't know. Look, I'm not a scientist here, folks. I'm not going to get into technical stuff before I make myself sound like a moron. Yeah, the dialogue, it was awkward, but I enjoyed it. You know, there were a lot of really awkward bits, like Ken Watanabe. He's the Japanese guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's this Scottish bloke. He
I
he was
didn't mind him.
yeah, he was great. I've got a note about him actually coming up. But yeah, like he would remember, like he would give like actually I'll go into my note about him. He was hamming it up with all these serious monologues, but I enjoyed it. Like remember the one he's like giving this really, you know, passionate speech about
Yeah.
life and faith and all this stuff, and then Kyle Chandler's character just goes, "Did you just make that up now?" And he's like, "No, I read it. What did he say? I read it in a fortune cookie."
A very long fortune cookie or something.
I was like, "That's so stupid," but
Yeah.
but okay. Yes. All right, we're up to Millie Bobby Brown. She, I feel I've only seen her in two things now, this and Stranger Things, but she always steals the show in these two things I've
I
watched.
love her.
She's brilliant. She's
I think
the
I'd watch anything with her in it.
she's the most likable person on a screen since Alita. Because Alita was such a likable character and such a likable presence, and I get those same vibes from Millie Bobby Brown. She's just super likable.
I hope she doesn't end up going off the rails and
Well, like other actors,
yes.
like being destroyed by the darkness of Hollywood.
Yes, I hope she goes all the way. She's I
do too.
I would watch anything with her in it. She is so expressive.
She's a brilliant
And
actress. She's a future Oscar winner for sure.
Absolutely.
Maybe a current Oscar winner. She should get some.
She was mostly in scenes with her mum, and her mum looks like a stone compared to.
She was out acting Vera Farmiga,
I have no idea who that is.
That's a woman who played the mum.
I know, but I don't know her name.
But she's a seasoned actress. She's considered a top-notch actress. And Millie Bobby Brown, in our opinion, was out acting her in every scene.
Yeah.
She was out acting everybody.
Great.
She's like like everyone else gave an okay performance in this, but Millie Bobby Brown, like, just another level.
Yes.
And I had to write this note down because it just occurred to me. Remember, I leaned over and I said to you,
yes,
if they ever remake Alien, she has to play Ripley. I hate I hate the idea of remakes. I've covered that in other videos. Because they always butcher them, and they never wait long enough to remake a movie. They always do it when too much too soon.
Yeah.
But if they're ever going to remake Alien, I hope they don't. But if they did, it's been 40 years since the first one.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, 79. If they did, well, they'll have to wait maybe till its 50th anniversary, because Millie Bobby Brown's only like 15, and to play Ripley, she's got to be in her early 20s. But unless they make her play Ripley's daughter.
Yes.
But yeah, if anyone can fill the shoes of Sigourney Weaver, I would have said nobody until I've seen this actress come up. And she even had the look with her long, like, wavy hair in this.
I would love to see them two together. Like,
who?
Not together, but
Sigourney Weaver?
yes. Like,
as mother and daughter?
Yes.
Yeah.
They would. Oh, yeah, okay.
See, they can't do a Ripley with her daughter because Ripley missed her whole daughter's life while she was in hypersleep between aliens for 57 years. So they couldn't do that. But they could have, like, there's a game called Alien Isolation, which I'm pretty sure has Ripley's daughter in it, and it's set in between both movies. And they could get, I don't know, Millie Bobby Brown could play her maybe. Just someone, make an Alien movie, put her in the damn thing, all right? Because she has the intensity to play someone who's scared out of their minds in space.
Yes. Hollywood, are you listening?
Yes.
Are you listening to...
Just put her in lots of movies, but make sure they're good movies. Please don't waste her talent, people.
Oh, agreed.
I've got here also, I really also, the other sequence I loved after the Antarctica sequence was the jet plane sequence with that fire demon bird in Mexico. Remember when it was flying around and destroying the jets? And some poor bastard ejected right into its mouth.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
See, again, like
He's like, I'm out of here. Right into its mouth.
it was just, to me, it was strange to have humor in, like, for them to try and throw in some humor.
I don't know. You got, for a 2.5-hour movie that's sort of a big action, you got to have some. If you don't like humor,
but do it the whole way through. Why start?
If you don't like humor in action movies, you're gonna hate Independence Day because it's hilarious.
That's fine. I wouldn't mind something that's hilarious, but this was.
Yeah, it wasn't. This one wasn't hilarious. It was just sort of.
It was like, give yourself a little. Yeah, exactly, a little.
But it was enough to keep me interested.
Oh dear. It was awkwarder than this movie.
Yeah, Vera Farmiga's character was a monster, just like her daughter called her. A monster.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Probably maybe best line of the movie.
Yes. No, there was one from that Ken guy, but I can't remember it now. I'm going to
he said something like, thank God, Zilla.
He did.
He said something like that.
No, I was talking more about how you can't forgive something until you've addressed your demons or something like that.
No, he said something like maybe the way to defeat our demons is to make peace with them or something like that.
Something like that. We've just.
I don't know if I agree with that though. If your demons are pure evil, then you must defeat them, must slay them.
I'm going to try and look up the quote, and I'll see if I can pop it in.
Or as the Chinese woman said,
comment section.
As the Chinese woman said, that's slaying dragons is a Western concept. In the East, we revere the dragon, and you know, all. Anyway, that was interesting.
It was probably the only interesting.
The soundtrack,
part of the movie.
I loved the music was great. It was epic, and I loved the. I think some people have been saying the official Godzilla theme was played at the end. That song, I don't know if that's the official Godzilla theme or like I'd have to look it up. But whatever it was, I loved that theme. It was great, and the song that was playing in the end credits was fantastic.
Yes.
I'm like, man, I've got to buy the single of this, and then I remembered it's not the 90s anymore. I can just get it online. I was like, I'm gonna have to go down to Sanity or HMV. These are stores that used to exist in Australia. They're completely out of business now. The conclusion was epic. Epic final fight at the end. And I hate when movies build up and then there's no big epic final set piece, you know, big epic conclusion. But this movie satisfied that. Had a big epic fight at the end with amazing visuals. Godzilla kicked ass and rose to the occasion and became a bloody, you know,
beast.
A
monster.
A bloody thermonuclear bomb at the end.
Actually, I did like in the credits how they were setting it up for the next one, which I think you said was another Skull Island.
Oh no, the next one is, I think it's coming out next year, and it's called Godzilla versus King Kong. Now tell me, how the hell is Kong gonna take on Godzilla? You see how overpowered Godzilla was in this?
Yeah.
Kong doesn't have any super magic powers. He's just a giant ape.
In the credits, it did say something about an egg was found.
Oh, I missed that.
All of this
the next movie,
weird stuff was happening on Skull Island.
And the other thing, Kong's going to take on Godzilla, and all the other monsters are Godzilla's minions now.
Yeah.
Kong is screwed. How's he going to fight? The Godzilla you see at the end of this movie is so powerful, nothing could beat him. There's no way. Kong is toast.
Yeah.
He's got no chance. So I don't know how they're going to make a movie out of that. They're going to have to downpower Godzilla somehow. They have to make Godzilla super weak for Kong to even stand a chance.
Yeah.
So yeah, Godzilla, pretty much by the end of this movie, Godzilla is the guardian of Earth. He is like, you know, the savior of mankind. And this takes us into the final point I want to make, which I was saying this movie sort of seemed to buck the trend from Hollywood films with, you know, political correctness and all that. And I guess there was a little bit in there, but it wasn't on the nose. It wasn't an SJW movie. But the thing I found was there was some, like, Hollywood is notoriously anti-Christian, right? And anti-conservative. But what was with these, like, really beautiful Christian imagery in it? Like,
yes,
there's the scene where the demon bird is on top of the mountain, and there's a giant crucifix there on top of the church.
There was actually plenty of Christian sort of themes in this
I
movie?
Well, I only found two. I'll say my two first, and then I'll let you expand. So, first off, no, hold on. First off, I saw the image of the cross with the demon bird, and the other one was in the end battle, the soldiers, which included Ice Cube's son. He actually was pretty good in this movie. I liked him in a minor role. One of the soldiers, as they were about to hit the action, did his cross. They showed the soldier as a Christian doing his cross. I can't believe they showed that. But anyway, you seem to have found more. Or do you want to save that for another?
I'm going to save that for another.
You want to save that for another video? Okay, we'll expound on that. Apparently, my wife here has found a whole lot more Christian themes and motifs that I missed in this movie, because I only just found those two, which I thought were a nice touch. As a Christian myself, it's nice to see that in a movie, but you hardly ever see that in a mainstream Hollywood movie. But you reckon there was more, do you? Mm-hmm. All right, well, we'll approach that angle in another movie after I've had time to think about it more.
In another movie?
In another video.
Is that because our reviews are movie length?
Yeah, well, about the length of a Seinfeld episode, maybe, which is the best TV show of all time. I'll save that for another video too.
No.
Sorry, the best sitcom of all time. All right. I don't want to get off topic. That pretty much covers all my notes. Did you have any other final thoughts? So yeah, so that's the reasons why I really enjoyed the movie. 5 minutes worth. Yeah, just sum up why you didn't like it again. Because I can't remember why you didn't like it. I just said all the reasons why it was great.
Boring.
So what, the action wasn't compelling?
No, it seemed too fast-paced as well.
How can that be boring and fast-paced? Isn't that like
because
a
they
contradiction?
were getting from one side of the planet to the other in
really fast. Yeah, but they had the super ship.
Oh,
they had the super plane.
Yeah, sorry. And actually, they were talking about some sort of wormholes or something. I don't know.
Oh, didn't they travel into the Earth? See, I was writing my notes and I missed the bit where they went to find Godzilla's home, which apparently was deep inside the Earth. I think,
no,
and one of the characters,
one of the submarine,
that comedic character was talking about, that confirms Hollow Earth theory. So I think this movie was about Hollow Earth, because that was brought up in Kong Skull Island as well. That one of remember there was a black scientist in Kong Skull Island, a young guy, and he's the one who said that he thought it was that these creatures that Kong was fighting in the movie were coming from Hollow Earth, from deep inside the Earth. The Earth has, is not solid.
No,
well, that was in Kong Skull Island, and there's a shot in this movie, one scene where there's a black scientist in it. That's supposed to be that guy, as 50 years later.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he didn't age enough, but it was played by Miles Bennett Dyson, the guy from Terminator 2. Well, that's his character name.
Right,
not his actor name. Okay. Yeah, sorry, too much trivia's flowing out of my mouth here. But yeah, that was a nice. Are you more bored by the movie or my rambling?
I'm not sure. Either way, I'm sleepy.
You hoping this reviewer fades into obscurity?
Yes.
So, hopefully not. Hopefully you'll subscribe, folks. Keep me going.
Yeah, if you're still listening this far, I mean...
Yeah.
Do yourselves a favour
and like the video, please, and share it.
Yes.
So, all right. So the movie just wasn't. So this was an action film, but you didn't find the action compelling.
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
Fair enough. I guess to each their own. Usually we agree on most movies, but
no, we hardly ever agree. Actually.
Well, our past few reviews, we've all agreed. Aladdin was shit. We both liked Avengers Endgame.
Yeah, it was okay.
Thought it was okay. Yeah, we didn't love it, but we thought it was alright.
Yeah. We did agree on Alita and Shazam.
Oh yeah, Alita and Shazam. We never reviewed Shazam.
Yeah. No.
Maybe we'll do that in another video too, when the DVD comes out.
Yes.
Because we'll have to rewatch it.
Won't be buying any of those.
For this one.
No, we'll buy it on iTunes.
iTunes?
Yeah,
I like a hard copy.
Apple.
I like a physical hard copy.
No,
I don't like this everything being in the cloud.
It's minimalism.
I don't like everything being up in this cloud, in this, you can't tangibly hold it in your hands. I'm a bit old school like that.
I can't believe they still charge us top dollar for something that we don't physically have in our hands.
I know, that's what's ridiculous. That's why I like that. If I'm paying money, I want the hard copy.
That's for our kids to wreck.
To wreck? No, just put it out of reach.
Frisbees.
No.
Anyway,
Okay,
please.
we'll leave it. We'll leave it there. We'll leave it there. I really enjoyed it. You, not so much.
It was okay. I may watch it on TV in about 20 years if I'm desperate.
20 years. Oh my god, I think it'll be a relic by then.
And I don't think it will have aged very well.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I thought the effects were pretty. There were a few times where the effects on the main Hydra dragon looked a bit low end,
Turdy.
but it wasn't enough to take me out of the movie because for the most part the visuals were spectacular. I really enjoyed it. It was a flawed movie, hammy dialogue, but the action was good. I found it well paced and compelling, and I enjoyed the characters and the acting for the most part.
I guess it could have been worse.
Yeah, it could have been The Last Jedi. But we'll also save that for another video.
Yes, we should make
All
it.
right,
I have
folks.
a lot to say on The Last Jedi.
Yes, so do I. I'll have to write some notes. All right, we'll leave it there, people. Thanks for sticking with us if you've come this far. And if you haven't, thanks for just clicking on it in the first place. It all helps.
Not that they'd be hearing it right now if
No.
they'd clicked away.
But thanks anyway. All right. We'll leave it there.
Thanks all round.
We'll leave it there, huh? So, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave me some comments if you are so inclined. God bless you all, and
We'll see you later.
bye-bye.
Alligator.
Bye.
And cut.